Do you think will this put a lot of videographers or cinematographers out of business eventually? कि Sony, Nikon या Canon तीनों में से कौन सा?
Too profitable for companies to get our attention.
That
I have never used ChatGPT.
no, deep down तुमने social fabric इतना weak कर दिया ना that you need chat GPTs
Bro,
as a friend.
everyone's so lonely.
Yeah.
Everyone is so lonely. We don't have friends like we used to.
So तेरे को क्या लगता है what will be the form of content that will work in future? Okay, we नहीं इनका ये प्रोडक्ट अभी पीछे से इन पे जब क्या कहते हैं टैरिफ लगा था सेम प्रोडक्ट आ रहा था भाई बस डीजे के नाम से नहीं
Yeah, देखा था मैंने.
देखा था
Yeah.
दिखाइयो क्या और साथ तूने किट ली होगी माइक वाली
Yeah.
नाइस यार मैं ना अभी एससीसीपी गए स्नो बोर्डिंग करने क्या मज़ेदार चीज़ थी भाई वहाँ पर एक हमें देसी लेकर गया उसके पास तो वो था इंस्टा 360 नहीं होता क्या वीडियोस निकल के आती हैं उसमें से
वही पड़ा.
पड़ा है तेरे पास क्या बात है तो इसको यूज़ में डाल
कर रहा हूँ यार. मेरी मेन पहले तो हेजिटेशन थी पोस्ट करने की.
है ना ये होती है यार ये हमारे साथ भी
अभी भी थोड़ा होता है कि अब जैसे बचपन से जो लोग जानते हैं थोड़ा कहते हैं कि भाई क्या कर रहा है क्या चक्कर क्या है किस कामों में पड़ गया बट
भाई थोड़ा माइक को पास में रखना अपने
मैं
फेस्ट अवे या
तो थोड़ा होता है कि थोड़ी हेजिटेशन या शाइनेस कैमरा शाइनेस जो भी पर जब से मैंने करना शुरू किया है
हाँ
गुड है
मज़ा आ रहा है
या
मेरे सेम प्रॉब्लम मैं खुद फेस करता हूँ जब मैं इंस्टाग्राम पे पोस्ट करने की सोचता भी हूँ ना दिमाग में आइडियाज़ तो हज़ारों हैं कि इस टॉपिक पे बनाते हैं उस टॉपिक पे बनाते हैं बट जब बनाने बैठता हूँ तो यार ये झिझक सी आती है कि जो जानते हैं फिर मैंने पता क्या सोचा मैं क्या यूट्यूब पे डाल देते हैं झिझक तो निकलेगी उधर कौन सा अभी कोई देख रहा है या कर रहा है मोस्टली
फिर मेरे को आई डोंट नो 2-3 जब मैंने बकवास करनी शुरू करी आई वाज लाइक हु गिव्स अ फक राइट
या और रिसेंटली मेरे साथ एक और एक्सपीरियंस हुआ यार पहली बार मेरे को तो पता भी नहीं कि ये नंबर मेरे ख्याल से बहुत छोटा नंबर है 30,000 व्यूज़ एक वीडियो पे आए हमारी ठीक है और उसके नीचे लोग कमेंट कर रहे हैं अजीब अजीब मतलब खुद की कॉन्वर्सेशन ही उनकी चल रही है कि तुसी कभी वीडियो थी कि दुबई में रहना बेटर है या कनाडा में रहना बेटर है और उस पर 30,000 व्यूज़ आ गए विच इज़ वेरी क्या कह ले लेस व्यूज़ राइट कंपेयर टू किसी के मिलियंस में आते हैं ये वो बट हमारे लिए नया एक्सपीरियंस है तो जब हमारे साथ ये चीज़ हुई और मैं देख रहा हूँ कि लोग कमेंट में कुछ भी लिखी जा रहे हैं फिर मैंने एक टाइम के बाद पढ़ना ही छोड़ दिया भाई मैं ये तो दिमाग ख़राब करने वाली बात है इनकी बातों में अगर
वो चीज़ तेरे लिए अच्छी क्योंकि वो एंगेजमेंट है
या
राइट जितने कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं जितने व्यूज़ आ रहे हैं दैट इज़ गुड एंगेजमेंट फॉर योर कंटेंट राइट तो करी चलो
या तो बीच में वैंकूवर चला गया था ना हाउ वाज दैट कैसा लगा वैंकूवर
वाज ग्रेट यार लाइक मैं तो रोज़ सोचता हूँ कि वापस जाना है
तो फिर तू आया क्यों उधर ही रहता बढ़िया था
इन अ परफेक्ट वर्ल्ड यस
अच्छा या
मैं अपनी एक्स के साथ मूव हुआ था वहाँ पे 6 महीने रहने के बाद
चीज़ें हो जाती हैं
या थिंग्स स्टार्ट टू चेंज बंदे उसकी पहली जॉब थी लाइक फुल टाइम एंड आई थिंक उसको पहले आइडिया नहीं था कि कैसे करना है मैनेज
ओके
सो काफ़ी प्रेशर था सो अ लॉट ऑफ चेंज
और यार जब तुम सिटी बदलते हो ना लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स अराउंड यू चेंजेस एनवायरनमेंट चेंजेस मेरे को लगता है पुनीत इसकी ना एम्प बढ़ानी पड़ेगी इसके वाले माइक्रोफोन की थोड़ी सी सही आ रही है यू श्योर सेफ्टी के लिए 2 पॉइंट बढ़ा ही ले जस्ट इन केस यार अब जैसे देख तू कह रहा है शहर चेंज किया हम अभी एक नई इंडस्ट्री में जंप इन कर रहे हैं राइट कम्प्लीटली हमें कुछ नहीं आता कंटेंट क्रिएशन का हमने सोचा चल 2026 है कुछ नया ट्राई करके देखते हैं दुकानें तो कर ही रहे हैं तो हमारे लिए एकदम नई टेरिटरी है माइक ये वो लाइटें लुइटें और खुद ही फिगर आउट कर रहे हैं यार कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना तो मज़ा आ रहा है अलग सी जर्नी है
ऐसे ही है अब मैंने कौन सा सोचा था लाइक मैं वीडियोग्राफी वगैरह कर रहा हूँ दैट वाज नॉट प्लान्ड राइट एकदम से सो ऐसे ही सीख के होता है
वो वीडियोस अच्छी निकाल रहा था मेरे को अच्छी लगी वो नॉन कल्चर वाली
थैंक यू
कि वो जो साइड से जा रहे थे कमिंग गोइंग या जो भी डांसिंग अच्छा कंसेप्ट था।
एक और थी, एक और क्लाइंट था पहले, आर्टिक डिजर्ट्स,
आर्टिक डिजर्ट्स, ये कहाँ पर है?
उधर ही है मेरे ब्रिजवाटर।
और ये इनका क्या काम है बेसिकली? डिजर्ट्स?
हाँ, चीज़ केक्स एंड शिट।
ये भी तूने बनाई है, हैं?
या
नाइस। तो अब ये शॉट कैसे लिया?
ये शॉट था जैसे एक ना मैजिक आर्म है।
ओके।
सो फॉर एग्जांपल के अगर मैं इसके नीचे लगा दूँ, राइट, उसके दूसरी साइड पे ये जो क्लैंप्स लगाए लाइट्स के, वो दूसरी साइड पे लगा दिया, क्लैंप पे प्लेट लगा दी। या
तो सपोज कर आज किसी ने कंटेंट क्रिएशन शुरू करनी है तेरे हिसाब से, एक अगर पीस ऑफ गियर में वो इन्वेस्ट कर सकता है, 1000 तक का बजट है या 500 तक का बजट है, क्या ले, कहाँ से शुरू करे? ये है,
दैट्स इट।
फिर कुछ नहीं चाहिए। बट फिर भी लोग झिझकते हैं यार,
क्योंकि
और फिर वो हिचकिचाहट को कवर करने के लिए पता है क्या कहते हैं कि यार मैं ये ले लेता हूँ फिर मेरी अच्छी बनेगी, या फिर मैं बना पाऊंगा।
या
नहीं होता है, नहीं मेरे साथ तो बहुत होता है यार।
क्योंकि कई चीज़ों के साथ प्रोफेशनलिज्म एसोसिएटेड है, राइट।
दैट मेक्स
अब मैं कंटेंट इस पे भी बना सकता हूँ जो क्लाइंट्स के लिए, बट मैं इस पे नहीं बनाता।
ओके।
क्यों? जितना बड़ा कैमरा, जितना बड़ा लेंस, उतना लोग आपको ज़्यादा सीरियसली लेते हैं, यू नो।
दैट मेक्स
अगर ये 800 का है, 4K ये भी करता है, 4K 24 मैं कर दूंगा इस पे, बट जो मेन कैमरा अगर मैं यूज़ कर रहा हूँ, अगर वो 8000 का है, क्लाइंट देखता है इसने 8000 लगाया है, अच्छा इसको आता होगा, यू नो।
यार यू आर राइट कि अगर तू ये ले जाए
Yeah.
और जाके कहेंगे किससे शूट करोगे, तू जेब में से ये निकाले
Yeah.
होंगे,
ये क्या, ये तो मैं भी कर लूंगा,
इस पैसे हम तेरे को किस चीज के दे रहे हैं, फिर मतलब दे विल क्वेश्चन इट।
या
दैट मेक्स सेंस। बट चल ये तो हो गया कि व्हेन यू आर फ्रीलांसिंग एंड किसी के लिए कंटेंट बना रहे हो, लेट्स से मेरे जैसा अपने आप के लिए कंटेंट बनाना चाहता है, इन दैट रिगार्ड्स मेरे को पता है कि फ़ोन से बढ़िया क्वालिटी आ जाएगी, इवन देन आई कम अप विद द आइडिया कि ये सारा सेटअप करते हैं फिर पॉडकास्ट शुरू करेंगे।
अब जैसे कैमराज है, राइट, कैमराज गुड है, मैंने भी यूज़ किया है, क्लाइंट वर्क के लिए भी यूज़ किया है, इट्स फाइन। कैमराज में मेन चीज़ आती है लेंसेज की। अभी ये तेरा 16 to whatever 28 या 30 जो भी है, 16 to 50
ओके
किट लेंस है, स्टार्टिंग लेंस है
जी।
स्टार्टिंग लेंसेज होते हैं सॉफ्ट इन द सेंस कि उनकी पिक्चर सॉफ्ट आएगी, शार्पनेस बहुत कम होती है, क्योंकि जितना ज़्यादा प्रिसिजन ग्राउंड ग्लास होएगा जिससे लेंस बने,
ओके
उतनी ऑप्टिकली बेटर फुटेज आएगी, राइट। अब ये अगर लेंस आप लोगे तो $100 का लेंस है,
अगर अलग से मैं किट लेंस लेता हूँ ये वाला,
अगर इसी में जो प्रॉपर लेंस है दैट इज़ 3500।
प्रोफेशनल ग्रेड एंड जैसे तो कह रहा है प्रिसिजन ग्लास एंड ऑल दैट।
सो फ़र्क पड़ता है
यार देख, हमने जब ये सेटअप किया ना सारा, हम हमारा एक और एक ही गोल था कि इफ़ेक्टिव मैनर में, बजट फ्रेंडली एंड ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट टाइम सेविंग।
या
ठीक है कि पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन जितना काम मैं बचा सकूं सबका, मेरा ये गोल था। पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन हमें ज़ीरो एडिट भी अगर सपोज करें और फिर भी हम टाइमलाइन मीट कर सकें अपनी, विच इज़ 2 पॉडकास्ट अ वीक।
या
ठीक है, बिकॉज हम ऑक्यूपाइड हैं यार, हम ओनर्स हैं, ठीक है, वी हैव टू रन स्टोर्स एंड एवरीथिंग, सो एंड दिस इज़ आवर साइड गिग, ये हमारा वैनिटी प्रोजेक्ट है, राइट। तो इन दैट रिगार्ड्स मेरे को ये पता चला कि ओके रोडकास्टर होता है, सारा कुछ खुद से फिगर आउट करके एक बार ये सेटअप किया है, एंड नाउ वी आर फेसिंग चैलेंजेस। अब तेरे को एक चैलेंज बताता हूँ, दिस कैमराज हीट अप एवरी नाउ एंड देन, ठीक है। सो इन ऑर्डर टू कीप देम कूल, हमारे पास ये फैंस होंगे, दिखाइए पुनीत एक फ़ैन अगर तेरे पास कहीं पड़ा हो,
या
ये फ़ैन इस पे लग जाता है एंड इट कीप्स इट थोड़ा ठंडा एंड ऑल दैट। तो
ये कैमराज बिगिनर्स के लिए हैं, राइट, जो घंटे से ज़्यादा रिकॉर्ड नहीं करेंगे मोस्टली, क्योंकि ये कंटेंट क्रिएशन फोकस्ड कैमराज हैं, लाइक इंस्टाग्राम रील्स एंड ऑल दैट, राइट। पॉडकास्ट के लिए यू नीड समथिंग मोर रोबस्ट।
FX30 ले ले,
या बट
कितने का आता है एक?
2700 I
2700
think।
विद लेंस किट लेंस है जो भी
नहीं
होता है।
नहीं बॉडी
अच्छा कल बॉडी ओनली, और वो हीट अप वगैरह कुछ भी नहीं होगा।
उसका रिकॉर्डिंग टाइम काफ़ी है, लाइक 1.25 घंटे
4K वो भी है ना.
या. बट आई थिंक तेरे यूज़ केस के लिए यू शुड गेट कपल ऑफ लेंसेज.
And that should solve our problem of crispness या जो भी चाहिए हमें.
Yes.
footage से.
The other thing is you can do one of two things. Either simplify your shooting, कि फटाफट काम हो जाए, or on a budget, right? Either you can get stuff on a budget, fix it in post, or you can spend more initially and don't worry about post production. क्योंकि अभी जो footage तेरी आ रही है, that can be what you want it to be in post.
Okay.
ठीक है?
Yeah.
बट उसमें टाइम लगता है. अगर टाइम मेन चीज़ है,
Yeah.
so invest more money. अगर टाइम है, you can invest less money and then work on that stuff. बाकी क्या चीज़ आउटसोर्स हो सकती है, that is separate thing.
हम ढूंढ रहे हैं यार, वी आर लुकिंग फॉर एडिटर्स एंड मैं सोच रहा हूँ एक क्लाइंट आउटरीच या मतलब गेस्ट कोऑर्डिनेटर मिल जाए ना विद रोबस्ट क्या कहते हैं स्किल्स या रोबस्ट आउटरीच कि जिस बंदे के लिंक्स हैं या कुछ भी ही कैन पुल अप लिंक्स एंड ऑल दैट. बिकॉज जब हमने पॉडकास्ट शुरू किया वी थॉट इट विल बी वॉक इन द पार्क कि ला बैठ के बातें ही करनी है, कितना ही मुश्किल हो जाएगा. बट नाउ वी आर फेसिंग डिफरेंट चैलेंजेस कि ओके लॉजिस्टिक्स की ओके वी हैव टू कोऑर्डिनेट विद द गेस्ट, समटाइम गेस्ट आर हेजिटेंट कि ओके भाई यार क्योंकि ये चीज़ प्राइवेसी निकाल देती है. यू विल हैव टू टॉक ऑन कैमरा एंड व्हेन इट्स अ लॉन्ग फॉर्म कंटेंट सही कई बार तुम ऐसी बात कर जाते हो विच यू weren't supposed to do or you know which you wouldn't like to do on camera, let's say. ठीक है, तो बहुत लोग हेजिटेंट हैं, बहुत लोग आ भी रहे हैं, ऐसी बात नहीं है. बट ऑल इन ऑल इट्स अ जर्नी. अब पता चल रहे हैं क्या चैलेंजेस हैं. मेरे को लग रहा था कि वीडियो क्लिप्स निकालनी बहुत आसान रहेंगी, शूट करनी मतलब लॉन्ग फॉर्म कंटेंट बनाया 1.5 घंटे का, एक में से 10 रीलें तो निकल ही आएंगी. टर्न्स आउट दैट्स नॉट द केस. 2 या 3 या हद 4 ही निकलती हैं. कई बार वो भी नहीं निकल पाती. तो मज़ा आ रहा है, अलग जर्नी है, इंटरेस्टिंग है. तेरा कब से फोटोग्राफी एंड वीडियोग्राफी में इंटरेस्ट बढ़ा?
मैं तो सेकेंड ईयर से, सो 2018. लाइक बचपन में मैं करता होता था बट ऐसे नहीं कि यू नो कुछ फ़ोन से फ़ोटोज़ खींच ली या पापा का छोटा कैमरा था उससे खींच ली. बट देन जब सेकेंड ईयर में था आई वाज लाइक कि यार मेन पर्पस मेरा था दोस्त बनाना. आई वांटेड टू मेक फ्रेंड्स, राइट? आई एम इन अ न्यू कंट्री, आई डोंट नो एनीवन, सो आई जॉइंड द फोटोग्राफी क्लब.
So you started as a socializing thing. Okay.
Right? The university had a photography club. So I joined that. I met a lot of people. They used to do film photography. So like those old negatives and you know old cameras.
Fuji films and all that. Yeah. Okay.
Right? So I started with that. I spent $30 on a camera.
How much?
30.
What did you get?
It was a Yashica FXD.
ये कौन सा है?
70s का कैमरा है.
Yashica.
Yeah.
And it shoots well or what?
Yeah, like film camera है, right? So no digital.
सिर्फ रील ही निकल के आएगी.
Yeah. Right? क्योंकि उस टाइम पे मेरे को था I don't know मैं socialize कर रहा हूँ. This is just a toy. So I started taking pictures. फिर development सीखी. You know अपना dark room था. Chemistry वगैरह सीखी. Yeah. And again main purpose मेरा था कि socialize करना है. And अब जो मेरे दोस्त हैं जो सबसे क्लोज दोस्त हैं वो उस टाइम के हैं.
Okay.
सब फोटोग्राफर्स.
सारे फोटोग्राफी के.
Yeah, that one.
ये कैमरा था.
Yeah.
और इसकी खासियत क्या है?
Nothing.
और फिर रील भी खुद से डेवलप करनी पड़ती थी तेरे को.
Yeah, that third one.
And you can buy that for $30.
You could, yeah. I mean,
मिल गया मतलब.
Yeah.
Okay.
क्योंकि उस टाइम पे फिल्म इतनी पॉपुलर नहीं थी. I think now it'll be like 300.
300 तक का आएगा. तो
मैंने बेचा था, like I sold when I was done with it, I sold it for 150.
You sold it for 150? 30 का खरीदा.
Yeah. Because in 5 years film photography had gotten so popular.
That's true.
Yeah. So
मेरे को पता कई बार ये लगता है कि कोई भी स्किल नहीं सीखनी ना, अगर कहीं पे लॉयर नहीं बनना, डॉक्टर नहीं बनना, वीडियो एडिटर बन जाओ.
Yeah, sure.
उसकी जितनी डिमांड है एंड एवरीवनस ट्राइंग टू गेट सम कंटेंट आउट देयर, ठीक है, हर किसी को कंटेंट पंप आउट करना है. तो इन दैट रिगार्ड्स मेरे को कई बार ये स्किल इतनी यूज़फुल लगती है कि अगर कुछ भी नहीं आता ये सीख लो एंड फ्रीलांस करते रहो, क्या दिक्कत है.
कर रहा हूँ.
एंड हाउ तेरा क्या फीडबैक रहेगा इस चीज़ का अभी तक?
मेरी मेन डिफिकल्टी है क्लाइंट्स.
तेरी डिफ़िकल्टी है?
Yeah.
ओके.
Right? I'm okay with technicals. Right? I'm okay with editing. My main problem is client acquisition.
ओके.
Right? क्योंकि जो मेरे मेन क्लाइंट्स हैं दोज आर न्यू बिजनेसेस एंड उनका मार्केटिंग का बजट नहीं है.
नहीं होता.
Right? And I've shot for people for free for a very long time, and now it's like, how long will I keep doing it for free, right?
फ्री, या.
So it's okay, like it's a process, right? सारा कुछ एक दिन में नहीं होता.
तो तू जैसे न्यू बिजनेसेस की जगह डेवलप बिजनेसेस को क्यों नहीं टारगेट करता? जस्ट एन आइडिया.
Because they already have either a social media coordinator or they're established enough that they don't need marketing, right?
Makes
So
sense.
my client base needs to be upcoming businesses, which isn't a startup, isn't a new startup. So I'm looking for clients who are looking for content for their second startup, that they already have capital from their first business or whatever, and they want to grow something else. So that's the goal currently. And mera ye bhi nahi hai, like this is not my full-time thing, right?
Yeah.
This is just a side gig, mostly because it's a hobby. So I'm just trying to learn, have fun, pretty much it.
So जब कोई नया क्लाइंट ऑन बोर्ड आया तेरे साथ, you shoot for them, you come up with the idea, and then production भी सारी तेरी, post production and all that, editing ये वो.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a full package कि
Yeah.
okay तुम्हें final product मिल जाएगा.
Yeah. So I have someone who is the marketing/creative director, जो हम like दोनों बैठ के या discuss करते हैं, या he already has some stuff.
Okay.
Right? My goal is to execute either the client's vision or his vision. Right? मेरा काम है end product.
And product देना.
I like doing that. Creative direction मेरा कोई खास interest नहीं है.
Creative direction होता क्या है? करते क्या है?
Creative direction is, let's say you have a client who has a clothing line, and they're like, oh bro, I need pictures taken, and then I'm like, oh, what kind of pictures taken? And they're like, I don't know, this is my product. Right?
Figure it out. Okay.
And then instead of me going around and like researching like clothing shoots and whatever, that's not the thing that I like. So my marketing/creative director guy, he will do that because he likes doing that. So that's one less thing off of my plate, right? And I can focus on what I like, which is shooting.
Shooting and post production.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I mean, seriously, I've only started taking it more seriously for like 4 months.
Past 4 months.
4 or 5 months, and I've had 5 clients.
सही है.
Yeah. So, and I like being busy, so either on my days off or before work, because I work 3 to 11. I'll usually do a shoot.
Monday to Friday?
Depends.
Depends.
I don't have
okay.
fixed days off. But yeah, either, so my days off are also booked,
Okay.
and then even my mornings on my work days, there's usually something going on.
Yeah, busy is good यार. Busy रहेगा तो keeps you out of trouble.
Yeah.
मेरे हिसाब से. And then your mind doesn't wander away. तो अब आजकल क्या किस पे शूट कर रहा है?
So I use a Canon R5 II for most of my client work, with a 28 to 70 or some other lens. and then some stuff on this if it's like I don't need that camera. Quick stuff or like
On the go.
yeah, and there's also things that this can do which other cameras can't. So there's some interesting angles I can get.
So you're saying कि DJI Pocket, right?
Yeah,
Can do things that those bigger DSLRs can't.
kind of, because
Explain.
I would need a gimbal to put those on, and because that's a big camera, like that thing weighs like I don't know, 5 pounds.
Or
with the
those big gimbals that I've seen. Yeah.
right? And I don't want to carry all of that. So let's say I want a shot that's like going this way, and so this does that rotation for me.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
You know?
Sahi hai. And you can do it in the opposite direction as
Yep.
well, probably. Yeah, I see that sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I can also do something like this. So it's facing you, right?
Interesting.
And then if I want to
So it does a 360 or 180 over there.
180,
Okay.
right? So I can do that.
तेरे को क्या लगता है यार अनमोल with all this technology and this development in filming and photography जो हो रही है recently, we didn't used to have gimbals.
Yeah.
As per my knowledge, ठीक है, 10 years down हमारे पास gimbals नहीं थे, ठीक है, ऐसे ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं थी जो आज है. इतने कैमरा में जो डेवलपमेंट हो रही है, do you think will this put a lot of videographers or cinematographers out of business eventually? कभी सोचता है इस बारे?
I don't think so. क्योंकि like technology is good for creators, right? क्योंकि this is a tool, right? Let's say you start doing videography and you're like, oh, I just want to shoot. So you're entering the market and you're going to start somewhere. You're not going to put established photographers or videographers out of business, right? You're going to have a different sector of the market.
Different niche altogether,
Right?
yes.
And growth is good, competition is good. Because let's say you start and you're amazing, like you have a natural talent for it. The guy who's been doing it for 20 years is like, oh, how is this guy this good? I need to step up my game. So he's going to get better, right? So I think competition benefits everyone.
No, I couldn't agree more, bro. कि competition makes everyone better. Free market का सबसे पहला rule ही है, right?
Yeah.
If you have a better product than I do, people will be more inclined कि तेरे से services लें या तेरे से product लें, ठीक है? जैसे तूने बताया कि you'll rather prefer this over the DSLRs in some scenarios,
Yeah.
right? अगर तेरे को कोई पूछे आके कि सोनी, नाइकॉन या कैनन तीनों में से कौन सा?
It depends के what's your experience level, what's your end goal, right? What kind of content you want to shoot? Because Sony is very beginner friendly.
So okay, beginner का बता एक मेरे को, एक intermediate और एक advance.
So all three brands, and then there's like Fujifilm, there's Olympus. All of those brands have, I think, models across the board, which can be beginners to advanced, right? Why I say Sony is more beginner friendly is because they target beginners, especially with cameras like the two you have,
Yeah.
right? They have very simple controls. They have buttons that will do stuff without you knowing the technicals. Let's say this, because these have the product showcase mode, which blurs the background,
Okay.
right? So you hold something up and then it'll blur the background if you select product showcase mode. What it's doing is it's opening up the aperture, which does that, but aperture is a scary term.
Without me going into the technicals, it's
Yeah.
doing it for me.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, product showcase. I want to blur the background. That's it. Right? Instead of working out, oh, I need to stop down or step up from F22 to F1.8. Does that mean anything to you? No.
It's
You're
gibberish
like,
to me, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I want to blur the background.
Just
That's
do
it.
it for me, and
Exactly.
yeah, let's move on to the next step.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
So Sony has features like that I don't think other cameras do. I could be wrong.
And does it get more technical with Nikon and Canon?
As far as I know, they don't have cameras like that. They have beginner cameras like I think Canon's is R50, no R100, with very simple mirrorless camera, like replaces their T6 or Rebel series or whatever. It's like $500 or something, right? It's okay. That is if you want to learn photography and
Yeah.
videography. I'm sure there's features on it, but because I don't know them and I've been in the camera game for fucking 7 years, so they're not marketing towards beginners, right? Where Sony's doing that. Nikon also has their, I think, Z30, which is again beginner friendly camera. It used to come in a content creation kit, which had like a mic and a tripod and a grip or something. So they are aiming for all parts of the market, but I think their marketing is towards the professionals, because you speak to someone who's been doing photography for like 30 years, they'll have a
Nikon.
right? You speak to someone who's been doing photography for, I don't know, 15, 20 years, and they're in like fashion or sports or more like creative stuff, they'll use a Canon, right? Because what I've seen, this is not the whole picture, but most people who are doing sports, wildlife, things that are more technical tend to prefer Nikon. People who are more creative, so like fashion, music videos, you know, things like that, they prefer Canon, right? And Sony is kind of all over the place. Currently, it's like the cinematographers or people who want cinematic stuff, because Sony has their FX series. Sony's kind of all over the market because they have very good branding, you know?
But I've seen, in my personal opinion, I am no expert in this field, ठीक है. मेरे को जितना ऊपर ऊपर से पता है, based upon that, मैंने जो सुनने ही वाली बातें हैं कि people prefer Sony for videos more than pictures. Is that true?
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. In my experience, the higher end Sony stuff, so FX3, A7S3, FX6 or whatever, like those cameras have really good video. And then the ZV-E10 has good video for content creation, but client work, people who are looking for things that look professional, you have to invest time in learning or invest in good lenses, right? Because it's a $1,000 camera. It's very beginner friendly. It's not going to give you the same result, right? Because it's a smaller sensor, smaller processor. It can't do a lot of the things that the bigger cameras can. So, but you can also say the same thing about Canon, because I prefer Canon for video, you know?
Okay.
Which
Gives you more control or what?
So I'll have to get a bit more technical. Canon, especially the R5, has a stacked sensor, which means it captures all of the sensor. I'm simplifying it. This is not the full thing.
Yeah.
But
जितना simple रख सके कि लोगों को समझ आ सके. Sure.
So it captures the whole sensor at the same time, whereas other mirrorless cameras, for video, they would capture one line of pixels at a time, right? So because it's capturing like this, as if like you're reading a piece of paper, right? You don't read the entire thing.
Yeah.
You read it line by line.
हाँ जी.
So when you do that and you move the camera, let's say you move it left or right, because you're moving it while it's reading, it's gonna warp that image.
वो जो shake
Yeah.
सा effect होता है.
So let's say I'm filming my hand, but I move the camera left to right, it'll look like this, right?
Because I moved, camera moved.
Yeah, because
The
the camera
hand was still
yeah.
okay.
But what Canon does, it'll read the entire thing at once. So no matter if I move the camera like this, it'll still look like this at all times. That effect can be fixed in post, or like with your movement if you move according to the camera's speed.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can have something that doesn't require me to do that, why not?
Why not?
You know?
So एक ये भी होता है crop sensor. What is that all about?
So a camera has two main parts, the lens and the sensor. So the camera in your phone has this lens,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a sensor behind it.
Okay.
That sensor is very small, right? It's probably the size of my finger now,
For the phones or for
the phone.
Okay.
right? There are sensors between phone sensors and then crop sensor and full frame, which is like type 1/3. They just get bigger in size. Basically, the bigger your sensor, the more light you can get, right? The more light you can get, the better your image quality, right? So the cameras you're using, they're crop sensors, which means they are 1.5 times smaller than a full frame camera. Full frame cameras are 35 millimeters by 25 millimeters, which was the width of a film negative.
So that's the size of the sensor itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, bigger the sensor, more light you can. So the picture looks better.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. All good? Okay. सही है यार. तेरे को इतनी नॉलेज इसमें मतलब तेरे को इंटरेस्ट है बस. You like cameras and things about cameras or
Kind of. So because I'm not a specialist,
mm-hmm.
I'm a generalist.
Okay.
I like learning a lot about a lot of things, right? So I got into photography because it was a way to socialize and it was a good creative outlet. Then when I moved to Vancouver, I got a job as a camera salesman
At
at a store called Henry's.
Henry's. We have Henry's here too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was selling for them for about a year. Now, being in that store required me to learn more. And because I like learning, that was easy. And because I was learning a lot, selling was easy, right? So the more clients I got, the more motivation it was to learn everything, right? When I started, I was the top salesman in the country in a month.
Because you had a better understanding of cameras too.
Yeah, just because I like learning. You know, I was doing $100,000 months. Like no one is doing that in the company, or at least wasn't.
For revenue for them, eh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. So because I just enjoyed the process, I was doing well. And yeah, that's how I was just learning about cameras.
I remember when I visited your apartment 6 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You had this electric guitar too at the time. So as a generalist, is that still a hobby of yours or nahi?
Yeah.
That is okay.
Yeah. I don't play well. I could tell you a lot about electric guitars. You know?
So
But I just like learning stuff.
I was at Long and McQuaid, जो है नहीं, and I was amused to be honest कि इतने सारे guitar at a wall and it looked so fancy.
Yeah.
And then I got to know the electric guitars in my hemisphere of knowledge. Let's say all this time I've been thinking there was no difference between electric and acoustic. Now that I got to look into that, you plug in the electric guitar to something amplifier or whatnot, and so in my opinion, I think कि acoustic is better. I've
Okay.
never been the hard rock or whatnot. I don't know what it produces.
So better is like saying
Sounds good to my ears. Acoustic.
yeah, because acoustic guitars are like classical, you know, like they produce soft music. You can also do soft music on electric, but the image of the electric guitar is like rock,
Rock.
you know. But you know that song that Justin Bieber has.
कौन सा है? लगवा लेते हैं.
I don't remember the name.
What about it though?
Because I just want to show that electric guitars also produce soft sounds. Oh, Love Yourself.
Love Yourself.
Yeah.
I've heard that song.
Yeah. So the beginning of that song, that's electric. It's not acoustic.
And
Right?
it has a good tune to
Yeah.
it.
So
It's the one la 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 कुछ ऐसा सा आता है. Yeah.
so electric guitars are very versatile. You can do a lot of effects. You know, they're fun. They're more technical. That's why I like them. You know, I don't play well.
And you did get a couple of notices too, right? जब तेरे पास था electric guitar.
Yeah,
See,
that's-
I was telling Dipanshu this earlier कि I'd like to talk to this guy. The reason being कि coming from same city, you know,
Yeah.
it's rare to find, especially in Canada, people who have different interest, and especially like you mentioned, generalist, कि you want to know different things of different aspects and different fields.
Yeah.
ऐसे कम होते हैं यार.
Yeah.
जैसे तेरे को कैमरे का शौक है और आई लाइक बिल्डिंग थिंग्स माई सेल्फ. मेरा पर्सनली हमेशा ये रहता है लेट्स बिल्ड समथिंग, लेट्स स्टार्ट इवेंट्स, या जैसे मैंने अपने दोस्तों के साथ स्टोर खोले कि लेट्स डू सम सॉर्ट ऑफ दैट स्टफ. आई लाइक बिल्डिंग स्टफ, पुटिंग इन सिस्टम्स इन प्लेस. तो लेटली आई वाज थिंकिंग कि जैसे ये प्रोडक्ट है, आई लव दिस कैटेगरी, दिस नीश कैटेगरी कि ओके अब गोप्रोज आए. गोप्रोज ख़त्म ही हो गए यार बिल्कुल ही. उनकी या जैसे स्टॉक था या जो भी था, हैव यू सीन कि इट्स इन सेंस नाउ. It used to be trading at $100 if I'm not wrong. साल 2 साल 3 साल पहले, and now it's completely उड़ ही गया. मतलब 50 सेंट penny stock रह गया.
Wow.
Because they could not keep up with DJI. DJI ने इतनी एडवांसमेंट, इतनी इनोवेशन इतने शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम में कि आई एम मोर इंक्लाइंड कि कोई ऐसा प्रोडक्ट अगर तू सोचे कि कोई प्रॉब्लम है फोटोग्राफी या सिनेमाटोग्राफी
Yeah.
में आज की डेट में, वो क्या है कि जिसका अभी तक प्रोडक्ट बना नहीं, या फिर एक प्रॉब्लम है जो तुझे दिखती है कई बार.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of products, and like because I look into a lot of this stuff, I usually know how to fix a problem, and I think that's my main skill, problem solving.
Yeah.
So inventing something that fixes a problem that I haven't been able to fix requires a lot of thinking that I can't give you an answer, you know? But this fixes a lot of my problems because I can just take it anywhere, right? And people say the best camera is the one you can have, you know?
You can carry anywhere.
Yeah. The best camera is the one you have. So I can have this everywhere. I can film anything at any time. And people don't look at me because it's so small. They're like, oh, I don't know what he's carrying. You know, looks like a chocolate bar.
So that helps with the social aspect.
Yeah. Because like, this is what I use for my gym content. Because I don't want to carry around a big camera and set up my tripod and like get into like 15 people's ways. Like this just stays there and nobody knocks it over, you know?
And nobody even cares about this tiny of an object.
Yeah.
As in,
Yeah, because
if I take this or
people
one
are
of
like,
these-
I don't want to be in the background.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, this helps a lot. So that fixes my problem. The other problem I have is, was the jello effect that I was telling you about. Because I used to do wildlife. So for wildlife, you need to move your camera left to right a lot because you're tracking an animal or a bird. And if while I'm tracking, the camera's slow,
Yeah.
like the bird looks warped. That doesn't look good.
पुनीत इसका इंस्टाग्राम खोलेगा, you'll be able to find very cool wildlife photographer pictures that he took. एक वो जो तूने डक की फोटो ली थी भाई,
Yeah.
कमाल होगी. वो कितनी दूर से थी फोटो? How far was it?
I don't know, 50-ish feet.
50-ish feet.
Yeah.
And how do you spot in that case? Let's say, okay, you can see a bird that far,
Yeah.
and okay, camera में आए,
Yeah.
कैसे क्या क्या process रहता है?
So that was also something that was random.
Anmol,
Oh,
क्या ID?
nml.chopra. So how I got into wildlife was also sort of an accident, because when I started working at the camera store, they were like, "Oh, you can lend out any piece of gear
As an employee, है?
as an employee as long
Okay.
as you bring it back tomorrow before we open."
सबसे पहली photo wood duck वाली.
Yeah,
Wood duck.
yeah,
And this is the one you took 50 feet away from.
probably, yeah. So
ये लैपटॉप से खोली उससे खोला है? बट ये तो फीड में नहीं जाएगी. तो लैपटॉप पे खोल ले. Yeah, that's crazy, man. तो
And
क्या
then-
प्रोसेस क्या रहता है? ओके, मेरे को स्टेप बाय स्टेप बताइए कि ओके, यू स्पॉट अ एनिमल.
kind of. So the story was that I started working at the camera store, and they're like, "Oh, you can loan out anything, uh, as long as you bring it back tomorrow morning,
ओके.
right before the store opens." So I think my first week I loaned out a mirrorless camera and a 200 to 600 lens. I was like, "Why not?"
200 to 600 इतना बड़ा
Yeah.
aperture. Yeah.
200 to 600 is focal length.
Okay.
So,
Focal length.
for example, these cameras are 16 to 50. These lenses, that was 200 to 600. Okay, so that lens weighs like 4 pounds.
Itself,
So
okay.
2 kilos, right? So I take it out and I go to Stanley Park.
उल्लू वाली फोटो एक बार.
The third one?
That's okay, कोई बात नहीं फिर. उल्लू वाली फोटो निकालेगा एक बार. तो ओके.
So I go to Stanley Park. I go at like 6:30 in the morning, right? And I'm like, "Oh, let me see what this can do." That photo, I drove with a friend for 13 hours.
13 घंटे दूर जाके फोटो ली.
We were there for the entire day. We got there at like, I think 9 a.m. And then we stayed until like 7 p.m. or something.
एक बात बता अनमोल, इज द बैकग्राउंड पोस्ट प्रोडक्टेड और
No,
ये ऐसा ही
no.
था कि मतलब ये तो ऐसा लगा ग्रीन स्क्रीन.
Yeah, this was just like this. So that is the effect of long focal lengths, that when you are that far away from your subject and your background is further from your subject, it just blurs out.
ओके.
So
एक वो पुनीत वो वाली फोटो जो जिसमें पंछी हवा में. यस, द सेकंड वन. या दिस इज
yeah,
ओके. अब जैसे इस सिनेरियो में द
Yeah.
बर्ड स्टार्ट्स टू मूव और व्हाट नॉट एंड
so my process was that I would go for a walk
या
and I would find a spot and I would sit there. I would sit there for hours. Like Stanley Park, there is a spot called Beaver Lake. So it's a big lake with like benches at separate points.
या
And I would get there at like 7:30, and I would stay there until 1 p.m., 2 p.m. And then I would get 1, maybe 2 good shots. So stuff like this requires a lot of patience. But also, like, for me, it was, I just wanted to spend time in nature. So this was secondary. You know? Like, this wasn't the goal. The goal was to just go to Stanley Park and just, have fun.
captured with Sony Alpha 7RV with Sigma Canada 150 to 600 mm focal.
Yeah. Yeah, fun stuff.
तो ये तो वो हो गया जैसे 3 Idiots में नहीं होता फरहान कुरैशी.
Yeah. Like, even here, मैं उधर गया था White Shell.
किधर?
White Shell.
White Shell. Okay, okay,
right?
okay. Yeah.
And then there were some swans there. And I was like, "Oh, I've never seen a swan. I want to take a picture." So
Are you talking about those pink swans or what?
no, they're white.
White swans, okay.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I want to take some pictures, blah, blah. And so these ones, right?
एंड इस सिनेरियो में वो वाली सिचुएशन नहीं होती जब जो तू कह रहा है
Yeah.
नहीं होती
And if you're careful.
नहीं दिख रहा बर्ड्स हैं बर्ड्स
So
और swans
for that photo, I was trying to get. तूने वो फोटो देखी होगी दो स्वान जैसे नेक
Yeah,
में
yeah,
दिल
yeah,
बना के बैठे होते ना मैं वो फोटो लेने की कोशिश कर रहा था so I almost got it but it was still like annoying because it took so long.
तो
See?
क्लोज बाय
Yeah.
आ गया था ऑलमोस्ट है
Yeah. For this photo, I was lying on ice for 2 hours.
भाई स्पेशलिस्ट ही होते हैं जनरलिस्ट नहीं करते
So, if you see this,
हम्म
that's me. And then after I take the photo and I come back to my friends, I hear crunching below my feet.
Oh,
I realize I'm not on snow, I'm on ice.
Ice.
And there's just water.
underneath हाँ.
So I was lying on water for 2 hours. But do it for the shot, right?
And okay, so these big ass cameras that you have 600 mm and all that, इनको चलाना तो और भी बहुत complicated हो जाता होगा. So
A little
putting in
bit.
all the time and effort into getting this perfect shots that you have got, how do you, again, from a capitalist point of view, how do you monetize this? Or
That's
it's
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Right? So with this whole videography thing, I know I'm good at stuff and I can help people, right? Let's say you need pictures for your products or whatever. I know I can give you good pictures. I just need to know how to convince you. Be like, hey, Raghav.
And you're not good at that.
Yes.
तो क्रिएटिव मार्केटिंग हो गया शूटिंग हो गया और पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन हो गया आई थिंक योर forte is shooting,
Yeah.
right? If I've got it right.
Yeah.
Your forte is shooting. You want some, and post production is something you can take
Yeah.
care of if
Yeah.
needed. But you want someone who can bring you leads,
Exactly.
turn leads into actual business for you. And
Exactly. So there's someone who is kind of doing that right now. But I'm also trying myself as to how to do that. So because this is not something that I'm doing full time, there's not a lot of pressure, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll just do what I get, you know? But if in the future this becomes a full-time thing, then I can put more time into it and like write a list of 30 clients and call them, you know, and explain to them what I can do for them. But currently this is just a way to have fun and spend some time and learn something new.
and till day, how much would you say have you spent on all the equipments and gear? Ballpark अगर तेरे को एक number बोलना होए.
So the good thing is I can sell stuff. So I've made most of my money back, if not made a profit on my gear. But if you don't count the money that I've made back, it's probably close to like $20,000.
$20,000 on the gear and equipment. Oof.
But I've probably made all of that
Back. Good thing about you that I think is कि you buy something, you use it for quite a while, and then you figure out कि okay, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
And then you just sell it and
Yeah.
get onto the new thing. That is a problem that I struggle with personally. If I buy something, I keep it for the eternity. And
There are things that I keep forever, you know? Like, there are some of my shoes that I have. It's been 7 years. but they're fine. I don't really care about, oh, it's old. Like it works. It has no holes. Like they look like they're new.
Yeah.
So, but with tech, things go out of date, and I usually, I don't upgrade things until I hit a limit. So, the cameras that I bought, I've only upgraded because I couldn't do something because the camera was limiting, right? So I don't just buy stuff for buying sake. I have done that, but over time it's like. So the first camera I bought was like $500. I bought it new. I shouldn't have done that, but I did it, and
Why shouldn't I have done that?
because I could have spent like $100, $200 on a used camera and basically got the same effect. But I did it anyway because it was new. It was more powerful than the old stuff. I don't like when things are slow. Old cameras and old tech tends to be slow, and that annoys me. So I got this Nikon entry-level DSLR. I got it for $500. I did 4 shoots within like 6 months. I made that $500 back plus some.
I see.
Right?
Okay.
So that was paid off already. Then I sold that when I was like, oh, this is limiting me. And then I got something else. I did some more shoots, paid that off. Then that was limiting, then got something else. So I like experiencing new things, but I also like to be smart about it,
I think a lot of people get into this loop of buying the latest and greatest without even using the one that they have to its full potential.
Yeah. Like, I could have gotten the iPhone 17 Pro Max or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't need it. You don't need it.
I probably don't use half the features, but I bought it for, I'll be honest, what did I buy it for? I bought it for the color.
Yeah. So, most people will just buy the thing that looks fancy.
Fancy, yeah. 100%.
And I'm very rational about things.
Yeah.
So this allows me to take calls, take pictures or videos if I need to, and that's it. I don't do much. Like I could have gotten by with I bought the regular 17.
Okay.
And then my friend bought the 17 Air. And she's like, I don't like this. Do you want to switch? And I was like, okay.
And you were up for the trade.
Yeah, because like I don't care. It's a phone. It's a tool. So as much as I miss the cinematic mode, like this doesn't have it.
Yeah, of course, single camera and all that. Yeah. Okay.
But
you got other stuff to do all that, eh? Interesting, man. I've always looked up to you in the sense कि okay, this guy's doing something unique and is following his passion. Unlike जैसे अपने सबको सिखाया होता है कि 9 to 5 कर लो चुपचाप, है ना? सबको कहीं ना कहीं बताया बैंक में टैलेंट लग जाओ, ये कर लो वो कर लो, and that's the life in nutshell. I like people who try to defy the norms कि okay नहीं ये नहीं करना मेरे को, अगर सारे कर रहे हैं, let's try something unique, let's try something different and see where that takes, you know?
Well, first of all, thanks. Like you saying you look up to me, that's high praise. But also it's not easy. Sometimes I wish I would have followed the norm.
There are days जब ऐसा होता है, yeah.
But then I'm also like, then I would just be miserable every day, Like there's a lot of things that currently I can't do because I didn't follow the norm. But also like every day I wake up and even though I'm just going to whatever job and like it's not bad, but also that's not what I want my career to be. I'm still happy.
You're happier compared to 9 to 5, miserable and all that.
Yeah, at least I think. Because like I have been in a place where I was like, oh, I'll just do this just because, everyone else is doing it. And I would be like, I don't want to do this, And like every day I would dread going to work. But work right now is also just a tool to pay bills, right? And I'm doing things I love in the time that I don't work. So, which is like photography, videography, or like working out, socializing. And there are other things that I have plans for, and they're in the works, and I'm only able to do it because I am in that headspace that I'm happy enough to not care about things, you know?
So how do you deal with, let's say, if you get immediate pushback from people in your close circle? I'm talking about friends, family, and every now and then somebody comes in and say कि भाई, what about, and ये तेरे साथ नहीं मेरे साथ भी होता है कि why not just get a job? Even Dipanshi will sometimes comes up to me and say कि तुझे ये सब करने की क्या ज़रूरत पड़ी है? Why can't we have things in a normal manner? And तेरे साथ भी होता होगा ये?
Yes, and this may sound harsh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of people in my life. So I've learned that my friends need to be like me. All of my friends are either doing something creative or they're not afraid to push back on things. Right? Most of my friends are like photographers, videographers, or, you know, in some creative space where they didn't follow the norm. So they know what it's like, right? So let's say content creation, right? My close friends have always, from the beginning, were like, oh, this is so good. I'm so happy for you, right? Because I don't have people that are like, oh, why are you doing this? You know, like, just go get a job. Like, there are not a lot of those people that are close to me. They are there, you know, but because they're not close to me, like, it doesn't affect me that much.
As much, okay.
You know? So I try to keep those people close that understand to have passions, you know?
And you know what you did good is कि you didn't burn the bridge. तू 9 to 5 कर रहा है अपनी, साथ के साथ अपना passion follow कर रहा है, because that will allow you to pursue this for longer.
Yeah.
ठीक है, I'll give you more runway. कई लोग क्या करते हैं, 9 to 5 bridge burned, let's switch to the passion or whatnot, but then they realize कि passion के लिए resources भी तो चाहिए.
Yeah.
And resources comes from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So in that regards, you have done a great job, I'd say.
Thanks, man.
चल गया ये वाला बहुत गर्म होता है देख अब दिस इज द कॉमन इशू दैट वी बीन हैविंग
Okay.
ये हमने नहीं हुआ बट अब देख पहले हमें एक पंखा लगाना पड़ता था अब 2 लगाने पड़ रहे हैं इस पे
Okay.
जस्ट टू कीप इट यू नो एट नहीं सही है यार बट अपेरेंटली दिस यूनिट यू मस्ट बी फीलिंग अ लिटिल हॉटर कि यार यहाँ पे गर्मी बहुत है या तो दैट इज समथिंग वी आर डीलिंग विद एचवैक बहुत तेज है यहाँ पे which is crazy and ventilation ka will have to do something.
There's no heat, right?
There is lots of heat bhai there is heat everywhere there is vent yahi to gadbad ho rahi hai abhi so and then we got this lights which is it generates heat yeah right so koi nahi that's fine so again we started this what January 15th तो क्या हुआ 1.5 महीना हुआ है and we have produced what 10-12 podcasts so far.
Yeah, that's good.
few reels. यार मेरा पता क्या गोल है या फिर ideal plan is long form content will get reels out of it. Reels will get us familiar with the audience और मतलब लोग हमारा चेहरा देखेंगे तो they'll get in you know to know ki who these guys are and nobody's going to listen my rant for 1 hour straight as of now right because I'm nobody in their
it's not just that it's also people don't have that attention span.
That's true.
You know, everyone's just watching reels. Nobody likes to watch YouTube for an hour, but there are people.
So तेरे को क्या लगता है what will be the form of content that will work in future? Okay, we went from
No,
YouTube
do what you're doing, like make your long form content, then make reels out of it. That's fine.
And let's say if we have to be future proof today, ठीक है?
Yeah.
Keeping future in the mind कि YouTube आया, long form content was for the first time introduced to us in the internet world, ठीक है? And then we all of a sudden switched to reels. Okay. from 10 minute 50-minute hour videos we switch to 30 seconds 60 seconds 90 seconds that max. तेरे को क्या लगता है what will be the next which will be more exciting, more exhilarating, and at the same time people keep on getting another hit?
I don't know, man. And I hope it doesn't keep getting shorter, because that
It's
really,
getting-
it bothers me, Like I don't like when I look at reels, because I'm like, what am I doing? But I am one of those people that will watch like 3-hour YouTube videos. So there are people like that. And I've been watching YouTube since I was like 10 years old. So same creators since then, new people have come up. So, and I know a lot of people that watch like long form videos.
Yeah.
So it's not dying. Mainstream is short form content, so reels and whatever. And it kind of sucks because that also messes with your brain a lot.
Yeah.
But I think if people keep making long form content, this might still keep going.
You think?
Yeah, because like movies are still 2 hours.
That's true.
Like you're not putting Hollywood out of business. So it'll still keep going. So as long as you like what you're making, I think that's it.
You know what I think कि क्या होगा eventually, and that's again just my opinion solely, कि long form content adds value, ठीक है, at a greater level compared to these reels that we've been looking
Yeah.
into. Reels in 90 seconds तुम कितनी ही value pack कर
Yeah.
दोगे, right? At the end of the day, the reels is an interesting format because people are fighting for attention. You as a creator, I am as a creator, and he as a creator, we are all fighting for people's attention.
Yeah.
And जिसका hook तकड़ा हुआ, he'll get the views.
Exactly.
Right? So, in my opinion, it has created a scenario where we are all fighting for people's attention. ठीक है? In a longer span, इसका adverse effect क्या है? जो audience देख रही है ना, their attention span decreases to the point where they can't pay attention to anything.
Yeah.
ठीक है, तू 3 घंटे की वीडियो देख पा रहा है आज भी.
Yeah.
And even I like to consume more long form content because it is more valuable in my
Yeah.
opinion. Ki okay, raw, unfiltered, and to learn something, it's
Yeah.
better. You can't learn in 90
Yeah.
seconds. And if you want to go deeper. And मेरा एक और concern reels के साथ पता क्या है? YouTube when came na, it helped to boost people's intellect in general. Ki if you have curiosity about using let's say telescope, you can go follow or
Yeah.
subscribe to a telescope page, learn how to use a telescope. That with reels is vanishing away, and people are more into just meme content, and in my opinion again, ठीक है, तो एवरेज IQ मेरे हिसाब से रील कम कर रही है.
Yeah.
तेरे को अगर आज समझना हो कि ओके ये हो रहा है ऐसे हो रहा है, हाउ विल दिस प्ले आउट इन योर लेंस?
Like if I want to learn how things work,
How things play out?
I don't know, man.
You don't put any thought.
can't predict the future,
No?
I don't think so. I think you can make guesses,
Guesses, yeah.
right? And one part of me wants to believe that we will all go back to long form content and reels will die and clips will not be a thing. But it is way too profitable for companies to get our attention. So I don't think that will happen. I think we will keep going in this direction.
How far, मतलब इससे ज़्यादा short क्या होगा यार?
I don't know. Maybe we just keep watching 5-second clips. Because, okay, let me ask you this. Did you scroll today?
Indeed.
Do you remember any one of those reels?
Nope.
Right? But did you watch YouTube this past week?
Yes.
Do you remember one of those videos? Right?
100%.
Because that stays with you. The reels, so this is not my own thought, this is not my research. I watched this video by Dr. K. His channel is Healthy Gamer GG. I don't know if you know him. But he's a psychologist. He's a psychiatrist. And he has a YouTube channel. He also streams on Twitch a lot. So he highlighted this study as to what doom scrolling actually does. So when you're on social media and you're scrolling,
Yeah.
and you like something, right? That produces an effect in your brain. Have you noticed, let's say you post something and you get a comment, right? And you get X amount of likes. That feels good,
100%.
right? Now, let's say you get a good comment and you get a bad comment, right? How does that make you feel?
The bad affects more than the good, in my opinion.
So-
मेरे को जो लगता है.
According to research,
Yeah.
it produces the same effect in your brain. Your brain still craves more comments even if they're all bad.
Is it because the brain को लगता है I'm getting more attention, or like the human
No.
thinks?
Yes. So getting attention is the reward. So even
Okay.
if you're getting bad attention, your brain's like, oh, this is good. I'm enjoying this. Right? And then they took it one step further. When you scroll
Yeah.
and you give a reel a like, your brain produces the same effect. Because you're giving someone attention.
So now you are complimenting someone or with
Yes.
okay.
Right? So you get addicted to the liking and the comments rather than the content itself. And that's how social media is ruining brains. Right? Which is a very bad thing.
And I noticed this in my brother. He's 10 years younger than me. So when we were growing up, this all was coming up, right? कि YouTube आया, Facebook आया, ठीक है?
Yeah.
So it took us time to get accustomed to this, and it was all new for the whole world.
Yeah.
And we were adjusting to it. अभी जो next generation है ना यार, इनके होते हुए ये सब था. Instagram था, TikTok थी,
Yeah.
Reels थी, for the most part.
Yeah.
And they are doom scrolling like crazy, and they have gone so deep into this now, in my opinion, कि when I put my brother into a social spot na, कि okay, let's socialize with people, he doesn't know how to
No.
act or how to
No.
address someone.
Yeah. Okay, I've had that problem because for a very long time, I would just be in my room just watching either YouTube or not interact with people, like growing up, right? And my first few years in Canada, I was like, I don't know how to make friends. You know, like that was my biggest struggle because I was just on social media on like all the time, or I was on YouTube, or I was on Reddit. You know, I remember there was a time where I was very depressed at some point, where like I was on antidepressants, and I remember what would feel the worst was opening Instagram, scrolling, closing it, opening Snapchat, closing it, opening Reddit, scrolling, closing it. Like that was my day. You know, I would go to work, come home, do that. Like, what was I doing?
We all are guilty of that, my
You know?
friend. at
And
some
then
points,
I
yeah.
would just put my face in the pillow and go to sleep. You know? Like that's not, I wasn't living life. You know? And growing up, when I got my first phone or my second phone, right? Because first phone was a fucking black and white thing. You can't do anything on it. When I got my second or third phone where I actually started spending more time using it, our parents used to say, like, get off the damn phone, you know?
Yeah.
And now people are realizing that is the problem. It is the damn phone. Get off your phone. Go live life. You know?
You're right.
Like,
Now, the irony of that statement is now our own parents are on the phone.
they're on their phone all the time.
Then that's the crazy part. My maternal grandfather, he'd be complaining so much to my mom that this kid has no future. He'll be on PlayStation all the time. And now I go to his room and he's scrolling reels.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on, daddy?
Yeah. At least the PlayStation required you to be in one place for hours
Yeah.
so you could pay attention. Yeah, it's not good. But I think if we keep bringing awareness to this and we keep actively trying not to do it,
Yeah.
there's still hope.
I think मेरे को ये भी कई बार लगता है कि अपने से 2 generation down, they'll have a better idea
I
to
think so.
understand and use this technology, you
Yeah.
know. Right now we are so much into consuming, ठीक है?
Yeah.
They'll have a better idea or कि okay भाई, there is life and then there is virtual life.
Yeah.
You have to create a decent amount of balance, and somewhere or the other, people are waking up to this even now
Yeah.
and understanding that you can't just be.
Yeah. Like I met this guy at my gym the other day, and he's older, but not like that old. He's like 5 years older.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like we've been working out together for 2-3 months. So I was like, "Oh, did I get your Instagram? I don't remember." He's like, "I don't do that shit."
No, Facebook
He's not on social media. Like he gave me his phone number. He's like, "Oh, text me." I was like, "Oh shit."
keeps life simpler, man.
Yeah.
100%.
And like the past few months, I've tried to do this more. Like I try not to scroll unless like there's a point. So my main scrolling is like to look for inspiration as to what I can make, right?
There is this new term coming up, जैसे doom scrolling थी ना, उसका एक replacement भी निकल के आई है. I'm not sure कि क्या term है. अगर पुनीत ढूंढ पाए opposite of doom scrolling, there is something bloom scrolling or something कुछ नया आया है कि where तुम अपने algorithm को इतना अच्छे से train कर देते हो कि it shows you content that pushes you, motivates you, or
Exactly.
whatnot,
Yeah.
adds value instead of
Yeah.
you know. So
Because I have some friends that'll send me some reels, which is just like pure brain rot. I'm like, don't send me that, you know? And because if even if I scroll through my stuff right now, you'll see what I actually see every day.
yeah, ये brain rot भी cool term है. अभी 2 दिन पहले मुझे पता चल
So
गया.
it's just like photography, gym
Gym,
stuff, gym stuff,
gym.
random. It's all like stuff that makes me happy.
All that.
Refreshing.
It's refreshing, yeah.
Refreshing. The opposite of
Leaf freshing?
refreshing.
Glee freshing.
Oh,
They keep up coming up with new
Yeah.
terms like doom scrolling.
It's good.
But yeah, I mean, you have to keep your algorithm clean at some point, you know,
yeah.
because this damn thing knows a lot more about you than you do.
Yeah.
You say Hyundai 3 times right now and you'll get an ad.
Yeah.
And that is scary part.
It's very scary.
I'm okay with ads. दिखाओ भाई ads. I'm a consumer at the end of
Yeah.
the day, and I'll like to consume certain things. But the amount of information they have, and तूने वो देखा the shooting that we had in BC. Turns out ChatGPT knew about it days before. Just didn't report it that to the authorities.
I was listening to the radio.
That's crazy, यार. कि
And they even knew about it.
Yeah,
The-
कि
the
this-
company knew about it. Something.
this chick is searching about all this.
But they reported.
Damn.
They could have just reported and put a stop to
Yeah.
it before it happened, but company corporate greed and all that.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT का ना मेरे को ऐसा लगता है, it's a pioneer, no doubt, कि ChatGPT is the company that came up with the LLMs and all that, और उनका breakthrough पहले हुआ compared to other companies who are catching up, but it'll crash bad because ChatGPT, hopefully, why would you hope that?
I have never used ChatGPT.
No.
I tried to use it once.
Buddy, you will be left behind.
That's
I'm
okay.
just kidding.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
If I get left behind, that's fine. Because I know people who use it to talk like it's a friend, or people use it as a therapist, or people would use it to just do everything. And then I talk to them as like a regular human being would. I'm sorry, but they're dumb.
They are.
Like, I can't talk to them. You know? And it's so bad. Like, someone I was talking to was like, oh yeah, ChatGPT is like my best friend. What do I say to that?
तेरे को पता है अनमोल?
It's not real.
It's not real.
Okay, you know how ChatGPT works?
No, tell me.
So, not the entire thing, but one of the things that it's supposed to do is to always agree with you. So let's say you talk to it about, like, as someone who's using it as therapy,
Yeah.
they'll be like, oh, I had a fight with my husband, or I had a fight with my wife, and this is what they did. Do you think I'm wrong? It'll be like, no, you're
No.
right. And if the other person says the same thing, they'll be like, no, you're right. So
Yeah.
it will always agree with you.
बट प्रॉब्लम एआई की नहीं है भाई. मेरी ओपिनियन में, मेरी बात सुनिए पूरी, ठीक है? द वे वी हैव बिल्ट सोशल फैब्रिक ना, कि इंडिविजुअलिज्म एंड इंडिविजुअल, एवरी इंडिविजुअल इज यूनिक, 100% they are unique, but you don't have to put every individual into a different room. We used to be a communal, tribal,
Yeah.
right? And jab we live in groups, it's hard to, what do you say, manipulate us, right? तुमने हर किसी को इतना डिस्टिंक्ट कर दिया, अलग कर दिया. सोशल फैब्रिक अगेन, ठीक है, स्पेशली इन वेस्ट. इट्स कमिंग, इट्स गोइंग टू द ईस्ट एज वेल, बट मोस्टली इन वेस्ट. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट कि डीप डाउन तुमने सोशल फैब्रिक इतना वीक कर दिया है ना, that you need chat GPTs
Bro,
as a
everyone's so lonely.
friend. Yeah.
Everyone is so lonely. We don't have friends like we used to. You know? हम स्कूल में होते थे, right? स्कूल के बाद क्या करना है? दोस्तों के साथ.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember कि I guess 6th, 7th के बाद I don't see my friend at least once a day. You know?
Yeah.
And then we would have like big groups that we would hang out with.
ट्यूशन के बाहर मिल
Yeah.
लिए या स्कूल के बाहर.
You know? Everyone was friends. Where did it go?
I think about the kids who are going through school right now with all this technology in their hand and
Yeah.
trying to figure out who they are, and when with this body dysmorphia, ये वो क्या क्या निकाल दिया यार.
Yeah.
It used to be all simple and straightforward.
Like, think about the people that have gone through high school or university through COVID. They didn't make friends.
Because it was all online.
It was all online. Right? And especially if someone was going through high school in COVID, they don't know anyone now. Right? Because when you're growing up between the ages of 14 to 17, I think those are the years where you find who you are. And then in your 20s, you keep building on it. Right? If you just stayed alone and nobody like questioned you or like inspired you or was like,
No external stimuli.
yeah, no external stimulus other than you being in your room just on a screen, like, you don't know who you are.
It's scary, bro. मेरे को कई बार ना सच्ची, I think about, so I'll take past examples and then I'll try to put it into how this plays out in future, and where are we heading as a society, as a country and all that. And it's not all gloomy, but at the same time कई बार जब मैं सोचता हूँ, all this leads to एक और एक ही चीज़ कि the merging point is here. You have to get along with technology to the point कि okay, जैसे टर्मिनेटर में नहीं था कि ह्यूमंस
Yeah.
एंड या जो भी, तो eventually we'll have to find ways to be more communal, more tribal, the way we used to live. But it'll get harder and harder.
The thing is, you can't wait. Right? So there was a time, okay, I moved to Vancouver. I left all of my friends here that
Yeah.
I was friends with for, I guess, 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was in a new city. I was with my partner at the time, so I had at least one person. And then I also moved, one of our friends also moved with us. So it was just the three of us.
Okay.
But moving as an adult to a different city and then starting over is scary, right? Because I don't, who's my friend? I can't hang out with these two people every day, right? They have their own shit to do. So that's why I started going on walks. That's how I got into wildlife. Because I was like, I need to find people, right? Before that, I used to be very introverted. So people who I met through my photography club, I found a group and I was like, okay, all of these are now my friends. Some of them I agree with, some of them I don't, but like those were my friends for the longest time. Like we're still in touch, like I still hang out with them. But when I went to Vancouver and I had to start again, I was so lonely, you know? And then some kind of switch flipped in my brain that I was like, I will just talk to everyone. So I would talk to people on the street, on the bus, when I was in a park. I would talk to everyone. And I made friends that I'm still in touch with. I've left that city like 3 years ago. We still talk, you know? Like, they ask me, like, oh, when are you going to visit? One of them visited here and we met, you know? So, and that is kind of my goal now, to create community, at least for myself. And then maybe in the future, I can create community for other people, right? So, that's honestly why I started making content. Because, like, maybe I will inspire someone. And then there's a few of my coworkers who, after I start posting my gym stuff, they start working out. Even if I get 2 people to start working out and bettering themselves, like, I've improved their life.
Yeah.
Like, that's good enough.
And that's the highest calling, in my opinion, to help out others, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you can lead by example, let's say in your case, कि तू खुद gym जा रहा है and looking at you, a few of them starts going to the gym.
Yeah.
What else
Like,
can be good?
what else could I ask for?
Yeah.
And I don't know. People, I don't think most people think about this, but like, I used to think about, like, what is my purpose in life? क्यों आया हूँ मैं यहाँ पे?
क्या लगता है?
You know? I think my goal is to help people.
Yeah.
In any way I can. And I think that's why I'm good at sales.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I'm good at customer service. Because someone comes up to me, they have a problem. And I'm like, oh, let me help you. Because it makes me feel good. Like, I've made their life better or easier in some way.
It's very interesting that you say that, because
You know?
पता क्या, I had this coach Mike yesterday on the podcast, and he said something very similar. He quit his 6-figure job, ठीक है, FNI में काम करता था, finance and all that, and turned into motivational speaker. And he said one day he got this thing from somewhere in his brain, like कि जैसे कोई किसी ने डाला ना कि your purpose of life is to help others.
Yeah.
And since then, 2019 से he's trying to help people around in Winnipeg, and उसका यही है कि कनाडा का सबसे बड़ा स्पीकर बनना है. He doesn't see anything else. He just sees his goal, and और वो कैसे बनना है, लोगों की हेल्प कर कर.
Yeah. That's great. And I hope I can help more people one day, you know? If I'm helping 2 people now, it's good enough. It's a start, right? So
yeah.
that's why, like, I keep my friends close because I know their value.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of my friends are great people. And if I need help, I know who to call. And I hope that they know to call me,
Yeah.
you know? And it's happened so many times. And every time someone asks, like, oh, hey, can you help me do this? I'm like, obviously. Because, like, why wouldn't I? You know? So even if this helps you,
Yeah.
right? I'll be like, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this. Yeah.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how much your impact can be, right? Like, if someone comes up to me at my restaurant and they're like, oh, my daughter doesn't like so-and-so on their burger, you know? Like, I'll talk to the daughter and be like, what do you want? Because if I can make this child happy,
Yeah.
it's good enough.
It adds happiness too.
Yeah.
If you spread happiness, it does add happiness back into your life, no doubt. Tell me one last thing, and then we can call it off. Is कि जब तू help करता लोगों की, you're making content. How about with this content you teach them कि how this equipment works and all that?
Yeah.
That's another value addition.
Yeah, that's in the process. So I have some videos that I need to edit and post,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of other things that are on my mind
Mm-hmm.
to make it into like a information / motivation stuff, because I'm also doing it for a younger me, right? Because if someone had done that for me, I know that would have been helpful. So I'm just trying to do it for that part of myself and other people.
Listen, man, it's been a great conversation. मजा आया तुझसे बात करके
Yeah, for
इतने
sure, man.
टाइम के बाद.
Yeah.
Before you go, if you would like to tell ki how people can reach out for your skills and for your services, you can tell them your
Sure.
Instagram and everything.
My Instagram is nml.chopra, CHOPRA, and my website's in my bio. If you need photos, videos, or gym related content. Cool.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.